Awesome, you guys. Well, thanks for being with us tonight. Our topic tonight is about defining your goals. It's the number one step in the ALL7 system. It's the number one step. If you go to the ALL7 system, you're going to find the 150-page book, the training manual, and it lays out exactly what people need to do to build their business successfully. Whether you're doing New Year's resolutions, whether you're getting started, whether you just want to reevaluate some goals, the number one thing in the ALL7 system, the first step is define goals. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to break this down and we're going to go through each one of these steps. If you just so you know, look at that background. That picture, my sister-in-law took that picture sitting on the front porch at our cabin, at our ranch up on Cedar Mountain. In southern Utah. This is not some internet stock photo picture. This is from the front porch at our cabin looking out onto the valley right on the sunset. Just so you know, set goals that inspire people. Dream dreams that inspire people. Okay? Number one area that you need to set your goals on. You need to set goals in 3 areas of your life. Okay? 3 areas of your life is physical goals. Okay, physical goals. You need to have goals in your physique. You know, a lot of times with New Year's resolutions and things like that, what are they? I want to lose weight. I want to make more money. I want to stop eating chocolate, stop drinking beer, stop smoking, whatever, right? Think about that. Why are they so related to our physical body? Is it because we're vain creatures? No, it's because if you ask any study, any scientist, any research about goal setting, people that are unphysically healthy are unable to enjoy any aspect of success or accomplishing goals. Okay? Think about it. These things, when you accomplish something, they release endorphins. You know, you go for a run, you get endorphins. You've heard of a runner's high. Or you know, like while they're running and pushing their body to the absolute extreme, they feel no pain. They actually feel great. When you're exercising, you feel so wonderful, so good. And then when they're done, they feel amazing. That's endorphins. That is our body telling us, do more of this. It feels good. But how come an hour later, man, they've got cramps, they have torn muscles, ligament issues from damage that they did to their body an hour before. So set physical goals on exercising, on things that you want to do. This releases endorphins into your body. Get endorphins, go for a run, exercise. You'll feel amazing and you'll start accomplishing more in your life. Number 2, relationships. If you have horrible relationships between family, between spouse, between, contacts, whatever, kids, children, build real meaningful relationships. And 3, finances or business. Those are the 3 areas. Why do you want to set goals in these areas? Okay? Because your chances of having an overall complete life are greatly increased. Now, here's some statistics. What I want to share with you is some statistics of people that actually followed through on their goals. You set a goal. 10% of people that say, hey man, that's a good idea. I should exercise more. I should work on my relationship with my spouse more. I should want to make more money or financial goals or have my business be this big or whatever. 10% of people that say that's a good idea accomplish it. It's a mindset. Remember, it's a mindset. 25% of people that say, I will do this, I will exercise, I will work on these relationships, I will build my business or make more money. 25% of people accomplish that goal. 40% of people, when they set a specific date, I will do it by this date. I will exercise every day by 7 o'clock. I will, make efforts on my relationships every day by this time period. Or I will, we will have this many dates by blah, blah, blah. Okay. I will grow my business at this rate for so long until this date. See, 40% of people accomplish it. When you set a plan, an actual plan, you lay it out, You meaning you've done all of these things and now you follow the 7 steps of the ALL7 system. That's your plan. 50% of people actually accomplish that goal when they have a plan of action and a specific date. When you tell somebody about it, hold yourself accountable, call your upline, call your support team, call your sponsor, email. This is called a letter of intent. When you email this out to somebody to hold you accountable of what your plan is, you give that person permission to hold you accountable. 60% of people accomplish that plan. When you set a specific time when you're supposed to report your progress to that individual, 95% of people accomplish that goal. Think about that. 95% of people accomplish it when they have a specific date, when they have a plan to do it, when they tell somebody about it, and they are accountable to their progress. That's staggering. Okay, know what you want to know. Okay, where are you today, and where do you want to be in your future? Ask yourselves the hard questions. What are the hard questions? What am I struggling with? What do I need to give up? What's holding me back from accomplishing my dream? Take yourself personal inventory. Okay, now from your business standpoint, look at your leisure life business. Look at your progress. Look at the compensation plan. Hey, what rank in the compensation plan will help me financially to accomplish my dreams this year, the next 6 months, the next 4 years, whatever the time period? And look at where that is and what you have to do to get there. Lay that plan of action out. Ask somebody to hold you accountable. Put that plan into place. And when are you going to report your progress on it? Okay? Know what you want. This is part of the goals. If you don't clearly know what you want, how are you ever going to know whether you accomplished it? Okay? Very few people know exactly what they want out of life. Only 2% of people that have a written plan to follow achieve their goals. So, find out your why. Find out your reason. Find out your passion. What is the means to an end? What is it that you're shooting for that just jacks you up? What are you fired up? Is it making $5,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $100,000 a month? Is it what you can do with that money? Is it donating time to church or charity? Is it building boarding schools for unfortunate kids? What is your goal? And the method is you've got to find that out. What is your passion? What drives you? Then what drives you, find out how you can accomplish that by setting that as your goal. Create your plan of action, make the commitment, and take action. Here's how you know whether your goal is a SMART goal or not. SMART goal is an acronym. That means each letter stands for something. SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound. If your goals aren't set this way, then chances of you accomplishing them are slim to none. So specific. The goal that you're setting has to be crystal clear. What is it that you want to achieve? Who is achieving it? Where and when it's going to be achieved by? And why you want to achieve this goal. Why is this important to you? So start asking yourselves the specificity of a goal that you want to accomplish. If you're setting a New Year's resolution or something, or just a new goal on a new adventure, ask yourself those 5, what, who, where, when, why. Okay, ask yourself those questions, because you're getting more specific about it, and the clearer it is in your mind, the easier it is for you to accomplish that. Measurable. Measurability has a massive amount of logic to this, because if you know what you want, but yet there's no sense in measuring. Oh, I want to lose weight, but you don't know how much you weigh and how much weight you want to lose. How do you know whether you accomplish that goal or not? I want to make more money. I ask people all the time when I do getting started calls for them. You know, I get on the phone with a brand new affiliate. They're ready to rock and roll. And they say, hey, man, I want you to get me started. Perfect. What is it that you want to accomplish? You know, from a monetary standpoint, I want to make as much money as I can. Okay. How much? Just as much as I can. That's not measurable. It's not measurable. You've got to put it down. Making as much money as I can is one thing versus, say, somebody with no experience, never done this before, and is 16 years old with mom and dad's permission to join. See, making $1,000 a month might be as much as they can with what they have to work with. Somebody else making $1,000 a month might be pathetic with what they have to work with. Measurable. How much, how often, how many? Those are the questions you want to ask yourself. Okay, remember, we just talked about SMART, which is specific. Be specific of what your goal is. Now with measurable, be as specific as you can with measuring your goal. These are like mile markers along the way. If you want to make $60,000 a year and then just making $60,000 all at once, great, but it's a lot easier to break it down and say, I want to make $5,000 extra each month this year so I accomplish my goal of making an extra $60,000 this year. Break it all down. Attainable. Attainable. Is this goal that you set achievable? I remember talking with a kid one time who was, I think, 19 years old, and the jobs that he worked were maybe minimum wage at best jobs. I could tell this person had never made $10,000 ever, let alone in a month before. And I asked this person, what does he want to accomplish and what's his goal over the next 6 months, he said. And he said, I want to be making $20,000 a month in the next 6 months. Well, for the now, I'm not against people shooting high. I mean, aim for the moon, you'll hit a star. I get that. I'm not against that. What I am against is realistic. And this is realistic on what's attainable for the skill set, for the credibility, for the knowledge. You must believe that you can achieve that first before you set out to do it. If the goal that you're setting is unbelievable, if it's not realistic, if it's unlikely that you'll ever achieve it, it's not motivating you to keep grinding through the daily so that you'll accomplish it. Your goal must be possible. Like saying my goal, I want to add $20 million in volume by next month. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. Is it achievable? You've got to go out and add like 30 million affiliates. Is that realistic? No. So don't shoot yourself in the foot when next week shows up and you're not on pace and, oh, well, I lost. I gave up. Because why is it that most people fail in life, let alone in network marketing? It's because they start off with unachievable goals. They think I got to go out and make $1 million next week, and they fail. Next week shows up. Well, it wasn't realistic in the first place. Don't limit yourself based upon what you think other people believe is achievable or not. By understanding your own abilities, your own strengths, and your own weaknesses, you can set your own expectations, and there's nothing wrong with making yourself stretch beyond your comfort zone so that you believe that your goal is realistic for you. Remember, this is your goal, not somebody else. Don't set goals to impress somebody. Set goals that are achievable and attainable and stretchable for you. Relevant. Relevant is great for both short-term and long-term goals. They must be relevant to what you're trying to achieve. Okay? It's critical in knowing what your personal dream is. Now, why is relevant in there? Not just because it's part of the acronym. It's because this goes back to what your goal is in the first place. If your goal in the first place is if you're not clear on what you want, if you're not specific on that, then being relevant to that makes no sense. So you've got to be relevant on what it is that you're shooting. What is your goal in the first place? If your goal is to make an extra $5,000 a month this year, then being relevant means, okay, I'm going to increase my goal $5,000 a month or $60,000 a year. And what does that mean? That means the end result is my why, my passion. I want to make as much money as I can, or I want to donate to church and charity more. I want to quit my job, or whatever the end result is. That's what motivates you. Okay? At times we can be tempted to do something only because it sounds easy, only to deliver or to discover that it is important, that it's no importance to your long-term goal or your dream. Think about this. If your goal is to grow a business to XYZ, U3, 5K, 10K, whatever. Okay, your goal is to hit something monetarily, but yet you spend every single day looking in your back office, not calling your downline. That's not relevant. That has nothing to do with helping you actually accomplish that. It's not on your mission and your purpose of what you're trying to do. So be crystal clear. There's a reason why define your goals is the number one thing in the system. You got to be crystal clear on what you're trying to accomplish. Time bound. A goal is a dream with a time frame on it. That means if you decide what you want to achieve, okay, a strong motivator to driving you into action is the timeline. If you put your own deadline, I'm going to make an extra $5,000 a month this year, $60,000 in the whole year, and I have the next 30 days to start getting in position so that I can start doing that. So I've got to put my timeline on my end goal is $60,000 in 12 months. My short-term goal is I've got these activities to do every day and over the next 30 days so that I can get on pace to make that relevant, to make it measurable, to make it specific so that you don't procrastinate. And when you've done that, when you're done doing these exercises, you are genuinely excited about the work. That's what motivates you, is that time frame is not only for long-term but short-term goals, and you're genuinely excited about it. Now you've got a plan of action. And in order to achieve your goal, you need that plan of action. Using the SMART goal formula, using this exercise, write down your goals and what's your plan of exactly what you're going to do to accomplish that goal every single day. What are you going to do every single day for your leisure life business, for your relationships, for your exercise? What are you going to do every single day? Okay? There's an app that I have on my phone that every single night it goes off. Did I exercise tonight? Boom. And it's perfect in line because, well, if I didn't exercise in the morning, that's going off on my phone pretty late, which means I'm changing my clothes. I'm heading back down into my basement, down in my gym, and I'm going to start exercising. I'm going to do something because I want to check that off on my to-do list today. I get that endorphin rush. Woohoo, I accomplished something. And it makes me feel good. Every night I get a text message or on the same app. I get an alert. Boom. Did I do my financial goals today? Did I make my daily dozen and weekly 50? What's your daily dozen and weekly 50? Did I call my 12 people today, every day, my key 12 people in my business? My weekly 50. Did I call my people once a week that are on my 50 list? Did I touch base with, am I doing the things necessary on my goals to get me closer today than I was yesterday? So those things are what you do every day to accomplish your plan of action. Your business goals. How many hours are you going to work this week? How many contacts are you going to make today or this week? How many presentations are you going to make? The bar for Vital Signs is set 15 presentations a month. Okay, so that's, a couple a week. It's not how many people, it's how many presentations. You could have one presentation and 50 people are on there. Does that mean you presented 50 times? No, you presented once. 15 presentations a month is the bar. That's the standard. How much volume do you have? How much volume are you going to grow? Did you grow this month versus last month? Uh-oh, something happened if the answer is no. Did you add volume this month over last month? Ooh, that means we're moving forward, getting closer to our goal. How many people joined? What if you had people join but not volume? That means you didn't retain the ones that you had. See, all these are business goals that you need to write down and use the exercise. Make sure that you're on pace for what it is that you want to accomplish. And when you do this, okay, if this was a leadership event, if this was live, well, the recording's not live, but I would tell everybody, pull out your pens and papers right now, and let's do this right now. Let's do this goal setting exercise right now. What is your goal? Write that down. Now, write it down using the SMART acronym, as specific as you can be. Okay? SMART. Are you going through the acronym? And if you're doing that, then you start realizing, wow, these things that I've got to do to make that goal seem realistic is now either overwhelming, wow, I got to do a lot of work, or it starts to motivate you and you start realizing, oh my gosh, if I start doing this every single day, I'm going to actually accomplish what I wrote down. Here's the letter of intent that the ALL7 system talks about. Email that to a mentor. Email that to somebody in your support team or a mentor that can hold you accountable to that, and have your strategy sessions with them once a week. Hold your strategy session. Are you doing a strategy session with your support team and saying, hey, here's what my goal was, here's what I want to accomplish? This is called diagram your group out. There's a reason that the focus chart is the focus chart. Why do we sell the focus charts at live events? It's this big old poster board, and it has the ALL7 things on it. It talks about relationships. It talks about width. It talks about depth. It has the spots that you need to fill out so you can start making some significant money in a leisure life. And now when you see that, you know exactly what your plan of action is to accomplish your goal. Think about that. We've tricked you in every aspect. We've tricked you in the ALL7 system. If you just do the stinking work, you'll accomplish your goal. If you just follow the system, you will have success. Because in every aspect of it, you can't possibly not succeed if you're doing it. So that's when we sit down and do an exercise. Go through that, okay? And when we talk about things like this, when we wrap up at leadership events or things like that, I want to end with what Brian Tracy says. A greater confidence in yourself and your abilities will set bigger goals. Will make bigger plans and commit yourself to achieving objectives that today you only dreamed about. When you go through a defining moment in your life, you'll remember that moment the rest of your life. You'll tell people about it. You'll find inspirational stories to inspire others about it. The number one step in the ALL7 system is define your goals. When you go through a defining moment, and that goal is truly something that you want, that you believe you can accomplish, and that you laid out your plan of action, it is guaranteed for you to do it unless you stop. Jim Rohn says, we now have enough evidence and testimonials to conclude that it is possible to design and create an extraordinary life. And I usually use these after closing an event, a live event, after you've heard people and testimonials and stories and examples of setting goals. When I did this for the very first time in my life from a personal standpoint, I did this at 21 years old, and I wrote all of these things down. What I wanted to accomplish, my plan of action, when I wanted to, who I was going to have hold me accountable to it. I did all of that on a 3x5 card. It was make $120,000 in my first year. It was I want to be making $120,000 a year, or in my first year, $10,000 a month. But the plan of action was I was going to follow the system, to do it. I was going to hold myself accountable. I was going to have my upline hold me accountable. And then I had my girlfriend, who is my wife today, hold me accountable. Am I doing this? And I called these people and I said, you have the authority to slap me, to call me out, to do whatever you need to do to me if I'm not on track. Use whatever language you need to use, do whatever you need to do, say whatever you need to say if I'm not on track. And I put a date of when I wanted to accomplish that. Every day, I put that 3x5 card in my pocket. Every time my phone rang and I reached into my pocket to grab my phone out, I felt that 3x5 card. And subconsciously, my mind, my thoughts, my actions inherently went to what I was trying to accomplish on that card. And what I wanted to do, what that card meant to me, why it meant so much to me to make that much money, what it would do for me financially at that point in my life to do that. I remember after one of my better years making a 1099 of over $750,000 in 1 year from my networking business. We invested it and did almost double that in real estate earnings and other things. But long story short, I remember thinking, why did I have such an increase this year over the last year? And I went back through my calendar and I set a goal earlier that year, and I think it was St. Patrick's Day or around April Fool's, something like that in the year. The year is almost a quarter out. And I remember going through that, and I traced everything back to what I did that year. And any time in my life when I felt that I had hit a standstill, I went back to what I did the very first time, which was go through a defining moment. A defining moment. I promise you guys, if you go through a defining moment in your life, you go through a moment with your goals, and you create that, and you go through that for what you're going to accomplish this next year, your first year, okay? Do that. And what you will see will shock you. It will blow your mind. The very first event that we did in a leisure life, we had a leadership team of about 30, 40 people in that room. And I told everybody, look around. Look around this room. Half of you will not be here 1 year from now. Half of you will not be here 1 year from now. That is just because you will not simply do the things that I'm telling you to do. Well, a year from that date, we had a meeting. And I pulled the remaining leaders in a room and I said, look around. Was I right or was I right? What actions took place that the ones that were there stayed? They followed the system. The ones that were not there did not follow the system. They did not set goals. They did not hold themselves accountable. They did not follow the system. They did not believe what they were shooting for was actually attainable and accomplishing. And so they knocked themselves out of the box. Hold yourself accountable, you guys, and you will see amazing things come true. Don't let Johnny Knucklehead knock you out of the box because he can't scrape 2 quarters together if he lost a bet and tell you whether you can or can't accomplish something. Hold your dreams. Dream dreams that inspire people. Hold on to your dreams until your dreams come true. And shoot for those dreams until those dreams come true. I want for you to be a long dreamer. Be a long dreamer. Dream dreams that when you accomplish them, you'll look back and say, I'm so glad that I did that. Believe in yourself. Dream dreams. Defining moments in your life. And do that with you and for other people, for your business. I want to thank you for taking your time to be on to this webinar tonight. I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad that you're plugging in and doing the things that you need to do. Thank you so much for your time and attention.